Who's ready? Jordan, are you ready?
Gracious. Game
Good evening.
six
Good
in the
evening.
building.
Welcome to C Red Radio, presented by and powered by Freedom Games on the Barroom Network. Good evening. Game 6, JE. Say hello to the people.
What's going on? What's going on? Bulls Nation, how you living? How you living? We got a lot to talk about. I hope you're ready to get to it.
Oh, absolutely, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay, representing the network. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some. And so, hey, yo, from the last time we talked, we traveled so far. Since Orlando, we went to Memphis. we took a stop in Memphis. See what I'm saying? It wasn't exactly the clapback we was all looking for. You see what I'm saying? Jordan, I know we said we went to the Cavs, Celtics, but then brought it back against. I'm upset what I saw last night. So I go by the last thing I saw. But starting it out, I just want to say, should we be worried? We know we haven't had Zach. He's joining us soon. But like collectively, like Jordan, you said, like we're 2-2 out of the last 4 somewhat. But we know we haven't had Zach. I've seen some things. What have you seen over the last 4 games collectively? Should Bulls Nation be panicking right now of missing the playoffs?
Okay, so of missing the playoffs, yes, but and I say that not because of these past recent games, because actually we've seen some things where you shouldn't worry, like so panic, not so much. It depends which way you look at it, but let's look at these past 4 games. Right, the constant variable has been Vooch. He's scored at least 25 points and had at least 7 rebounds in the games that we won against Cleveland and Boston. Kobe White's actually had, at least 7 assists in both those wins too. We were 50-50. The prior week we were coming off of prior to that win against Cleveland, we were coming off a 5-game losing streak, and we're doing this without Levine. So like beating Boston in Boston and Cleveland, even at home without Levine is pretty decent, because given the fact that Cleveland just served us up last night and, they're a division rival, lets us know that like we're still in the mix. Like we can still make it happen. Truth be told, from a realistic perspective, catching Indiana seems like it's going to happen just based off of we're 3 games behind them, and they're not as solid as as we're seeing the Wizards perform right now, and even as Charlotte's taking some emergence with LaMelo being clear to come back. I think he may be playing today against us. I'm not sure, but it's just like with Charlotte being there, with LaMelo healthy. It's hard to say that we're going to make the playoffs because you look at the next 4 or 5 games. You're talking about Charlotte, Miami twice, New York, and then the Bucks. So it's just like it's hard to say that we're going to pull those games off if Levine is not playing. But in terms of what we have as a team, I love what we're seeing. So am I worried? No. But should we panic about the playoffs? Yes.
JE.
No, I'm not worried, man. No. No, I'm not worried. The reason why is because on paper, it's looking like, should we panic? But I mean, everybody thought we was probably gonna lose like all of like the past like 10 games with Zach out, and that wasn't the case. And so I feel like we're in every game. It's just that we just don't finish every game. And so if we can finish more of these games and put away 2 to 3 of these, it's like, look, we got Charlotte tonight. That's cool. Where that's gonna go is gonna go. We got Miami twice. We got them on Saturday and Monday. So hopefully they go partying after Saturday night game, and then they ain't worth a damn. Come Monday, and then we smack them. Then it's like, and then we have the Knicks. That's gonna be cringe game because it's like Derrick Rose. Any player that's played for the Bulls, I don't know why they get supercharged to play us again when they don't play for us. So we're gonna be in for that's gonna be a dogfight. And then we got the Bucks. I'm not really concerned about the Bucks. The reason why is because just like any sport, a division rival, it has nothing to do with your record anymore. So it's like that's like literally it's just who's gonna win. Just like it doesn't matter. We could be top 2 or 3 in the East, And we have to worry about the Cavs every time we play the Cavs because it's a division rival. Like, there's a good chance that we could lose to the Cavs, not because they have more talent than us. It's just that, just like football, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, like it doesn't matter. Like, but when we got the Lions, don't think the Lions are trying to beat us. I'm saying, like, it's always the division rivals, whatever. It's always a toss up. The energy is there to compete because it strengthens your position. So I'm not worried. And I'm not worried about all because as of right now, are we in or are we at 11? Because are we tied with the Wizards or did us losing put them up?
Oh, so us losing did put us up. Put us down. Us losing put us down.
So we're at 11. So we're in 11 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can win out or Indiana lose out or I'm confident there's a really good chance that we make it. There's a really good chance that we make it, and so the Bucks are tough, Larry. The Bucks are tough. But guess what? We know that's all. It's our division, and that can go either way. We don't know what kind of night Giannis is gonna have, and so it's like, and hopefully that falls in our favor. I gotta have my thing is I'm gonna go down with the ship. That's my mentality. I got faith in my troops. And it's like, and if we lose, oh well, I was wrong. If not, but I'm gonna go into every game thinking we're gonna win because I want us to.
Right. The fact of the matter is, for me, it's since the trade deadline. I know we always want to talk about the trade winning and losing, and we got to give props to Vooch coming and still being able to produce. He didn't perform well last night. I think he ended up with 9 points. One of his first duck games, if you will. He got kind of frustrated, but just going for these last 4 games, just those 4 games in general, I'm seeing that not just not finishing games. I'm seeing a lack of toughness. Period. A lack of toughness because we can score. Actually, I see we play good basketball, but the Cavs straight out willed us. They beat us to every loose ball. Our laxatory turnovers. I mean, it was straight hustle. It was nonstop hustle. I felt like the Cavs game last night was like the Mighty Ducks USA team showing up down the street with the boys playing hockey, and they showed how to play street hockey, and they showed them the nickel pluck because we walked in there and it was like we just got out hustled. The point guards was dunking on folks, and so for me, it's just like we're in these games. The games are close, but when games like yesterday happen, those can't happen consecutively because it's like what are we building on? So Jordan, that's what gives me worried because then we go into the next 4 games. We going against a Miami team who's trying to win a ring again. Like they still got championship on their teeth, on their tongue. And then you go into Toronto. I think was one of our last wins before Cleveland, and then Atlanta. So it's not getting easier. Is all I'm saying.
No.
It's not getting easier. And so, but at the end of the day, I see an issue in the defense, but I want to keep the ball rolling around real quick. What changes? What get fixed when Zach comes back? Because when Zach was here, we were still losing, guys. I mean, we can't say we were like on a 10-game winning streak. We weren't. He's expected. Well, he's still missed the next. So we're finding out. I think it's good experience because our young guys are finding out what they're made of. I saw Larry marketing. Larry marketing getting minutes shows his value. His value can make him a trade piece. Is what I'm hoping. Because that's kind of how we got to think of it moving up and forward. With the next games coming up, Jordan, what's the biggest challenge? Just going against a team an established team against Miami, or are we packing them in? Are we? Josh just said we're gonna every game we going in like to win, and that's what's up. But what's going to be key to winning a game against a team like Miami when we're I don't think enough toughness. But that's my opinion.
It's like how are we supposed to eat this? I don't know. It's like I mean, like I'm looking at it like Miami is 3-game win streak. Levine is expected to miss the next 3 to 7 days, so he's going to catch possibly one of those Heat games. The one way he could probably add some instant values through offense and scoring. So at the very least, because I think our scoring has taken a dip. Since he's been out, so like that's a big thing, and he's something that defense has to focus on. So that right there, it actually wears defense out. So it does affect the other team's ability to score when he's on fire. You know what I'm saying? I think one of our guys just said, like, who's on our team has fire? It is Zach. Outside of that, it's definitely Nikola. But outside of that, we don't have that third. We don't have that third component to keep it lit when things get hot like this. You know, but when it comes to, like, you know, in these next few games, we got to heat up. We got to heat up. Really, like, winning at least 4 out of the next 5 games is doable. You know, Miami isn't a tough challenge, but, like, you know, they play with aggression. You know, and this is like when we play with aggression, it's just like it makes it hard to win passively if you playing someone else with aggression.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm going to say. The person that I think is number 3, and Jay, I want to hear from you, Ace, but I think it's Daniel Theis. Daniel Theis, to me, is really showing some tremendous value and points off the bench. I mean, he's active around the rim. He's hitting it from behind the arc. But guess what? They're shooting. It's the defense. Like, at some point, like, we got to stop you guys from scoring. At one point, the Cavs went on a 22 run in the first quarter yesterday. In the first quarter. I think like, what? We just came out the locker room. We just said we're ready. What happened?
It's so funny.
I get it, man, because it's like, it's a division rival and they're going to compete, but, like, that gives me hives hearing Cleveland went 22-0 on us in scoring. Like, Cleveland. I hope I'm not offending anybody from Cleveland, but Cleveland they went 22-0 on us. You know,
they were balling. They played great basketball. They came at us.
They did because like they have nothing to lose, and I like the young boy too. I like Colin Sexton. He's really good. But I think for me, this is my perspective anyway, is that what's happening right now is supposed to happen because it's like it's giving everybody else that wake up call that, like, if we are to make any noise in the postseason, Zach can't do this by himself. So it's literally like, you know what he's going to do. It's an opportunity. These next couple, this safety protocol stretch is for you all to get your asses in shape. Essentially, like, get ready to play, because when he comes back, we know what he's good for. We know what he's going to do. What is he averaging? What 25? What is he averaging?
27, like 27 and a half.
He's what, 5th or 6th in the league. So like, you know what he's going to do when he got back. Is when he gets back, whatever. So it's like we need everybody else to do like the stepping up that's been happening in those games we've been winning. We need that with him on the floor. Sure. And what happens is everybody starts playing superstar ball, and I don't mean like Levine. I mean like superstar ball, like the rest of the team just watches the superstar, and it's just like, all right, after a while we gotta stop, you know. And he's going to need help. The whole reason why Vooch is here and trades are made is we're building around Zach to help Zach. It doesn't matter if he's scoring 27, 30 points a game and we're losing. So my biggest takeaway from him being gone and him coming back is hopefully everybody's like ready to play. And they don't freeze back up when he gets back, because we know what he's good for. And if you put in what you do with that, that's what I'm thinking about, like, why we shouldn't lose. If he comes back for one of those Miami games, we can take one of those Miami games. I mean, like, I like Miami, but I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on them because it's like that. And in all honesty, whatever, the Lakers played with their food. That game should have been a sweep. It should have been a sweep. They weren't ready to play. It should have been a sweep. Now, granted, if they're healthy with Bam and when Bam and everybody going out, that's at the table and everything. But it's like, even right now, it's like, I watch Miami play. They're a good, scrappy defensive team. They embody like Jimmy Butler's spirit, but I'm not afraid of them. To me, that game doesn't translate well against a firing all cylinders Brooklyn Nets team. So it's like I'm not worried about them, and that's why I feel like they can be beaten, because we saw them be beaten, and their team hasn't changed enough. Their team hasn't changed enough for me to be like, oh my god, well, they added extra pieces and they're better. No, they're the same. And we proved how they can be beaten. And I think we have what it takes to put them down. So I feel like that Miami game, if we don't, I feel like we gonna split that, and we're gonna win at least one of those games.
But Jay, it's one thing to, like, okay, we're gonna win these games, but, like, it's one thing we forget. I am normally positive. Y'all know I won a Bulls championship and all of that, but let's be real. If we get to the playoffs, then what? So, because as we just saw at the bottom of the screen, Lauri Markkanen, like, is he hurting his own value with his lack of like consistently being effective? You see what I'm saying? We want to beat a team like Miami. We need all cylinders go. Like Jordan just said, how much time has been invested waiting for him to produce? I want my man to be healthy. I think he was a heck of a talent. He is very, very great. I saw him attack the rim heavy the other night. And when he does that, it's phenomenal. But when he doesn't, it's just like, where is he? Where is he? Because it can't. What happened with Vucevic? Doesn't have a good game. What happened? The team, Cavs got in his head. Head last night. There was no Zach to pick him up. But Nikola is amazing.
Wow, that's an amazing stat.
That is an amazing stat. It sucks that it came to an end with 9 points. Exactly. He got like he was getting 20. He was getting 20 in the first half. And so, like, if anybody deserves a day off, he does. But it wasn't just him, guys. That Cavs game, them dudes. I don't understand the defense. I'm trying to get past the players to the system because the front office is like, yo, I'm giving you these pieces. We can't lose games late. Even the Celtics game, we took control of the game in the second quarter. The Memphis game, it was a great fight. But we lost it in the third quarter. And then so like all these things where these turnovers happen, where all of a sudden we're not getting back on fast breaks. And it's just like, what is happening? It's at some point, I know we started learning how to fly, but is it system related? And are we gonna the pieces that we need? Are we gonna lose value in guys like Larry, who we're trying to get Lonzo, right? I mean, we're trying to get Lonzo.
Yeah,
we can get a free agent now, or we still got to trade for him.
I mean, you talked about the system, and I honestly, truth be told, like it made me think about Tibbs, Derrick Rose, and like how they're succeeding like right now. And one of the things that they touched on is that outside of being a top defensive team, that's just effort and everything. But in terms of production, like you talked about, you see Lauri's numbers like 8.5, over this past month right there. What other teams are doing, they're having at least 6 to 7 guys averaging double figures. And currently right now, we only have like 5 guys averaging double figures. But here's the upside of that. We had the Daniel Theis's, the Satoranskis, and even the Garrett Temples, start to emerge over these past few games. So it's just like, I think it's there, or let's say if we're by playing, or let's say if we're fighting for that last playing spot, I think by that time we would have at least 6 to 7 guys, doing double figures on a frequent basis from here on out. And that right there is like kind of the blueprint to be productive enough to be, offensively relevant. Where you can be great defensively, but if you can't score, then you're still going to lose. So we're going to be able to do enough to score points, but I think the scoring of points, like the compounding of wins, is going to increase the effort on defense as the games go on. So in terms of the system, I can't see the forest through the trees. It's like we may not have all the pieces this season, but it's just like the pieces that are forming right now. We're starting to see something similar to a lot of the teams that are in the middle of the pack in the East, in the bottom of the West, what they have, and they got at least 2 guys off the bench averaging double figures at the very least, and there's some efficiency at a higher tick defensively. So we're going towards that mark. It's just not here yet.
So Jay, what I'm hearing from you, and what I somewhat definitely agree with, one, practice patience. All practice some patience. That's one, is what I'm hearing. And but at the same time, in the same token, we can't have it both ways. We want the championship, we want the W, or we're going to enjoy this team just learning how to fly. Like we just saw right there, since the boot trade, we're 5-10. On March 24th, they were in the 10th seed. A month later, we're now the 12th seed. And so, like, we got a more efficient shooter And so are we? So at this point, I guess that's therapy, self therapy. Don't expect them to win, and just be happy about the development. Or I mean, in a good way, like the guys that are stepping in, like the new guys, like the Gary Temples, Satoranskis, that are getting used to being in that role that they're not normally in. But because of like Zach's injury, those guys are learning how to come together. And so, long as but shouldn't we see some overall development from the core pieces? Like you said, who's going to be that third and fourth guy?
Yeah.
Because we know number one and number two are.
Right, right. And Jay, I know you want to touch on it a little bit, but I just wanted to say this is that the expectation of the Bulls is off. It's just we can't expect to win a championship and form an identity in the same year. Like that's not what happens. It's just like unless you buy a championship, unless you acquire talent like that. But it's just like that doesn't happen. So our expectation of the Bulls to win championship this year is unrealistic, and it's not in line with the game plan right now. We just added a piece, so we still need one more piece. But before we're talking championships, so our expectation of the Bulls should be about like, are we getting closer to being contenders as opposed to are we closer to winning a championship? Like we don't deserve to be in the championship talk right now. We haven't deserved to be in the championship talk the entire last decade. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real about that. You know what I'm saying? Not since Derrick Rose is like MVP. So like we're not in championship talks. We don't deserve that to be in that conversation. But are we building towards contention? Absolutely. Championship is right after that. But we got to crawl before we walk. This is not the 90s.
Yeah, Ace.
I'm exactly. He said everything I was about to say. My thing is like that's why I'm like, it's not nothing the failure. Contention is the contention. That's the plan. And it's like. Well, we got people. It's easy to get excited when you see the first parts of the plan, or it's like when you walk into the kitchen and somebody's cooking, and it's just like, yo, that smells really good. I want to eat now, and it's like dinner's not ready yet.
Exactly.
There's more more food that needs to be prepared, so you can eat now and then still be hungry later, or you're gonna be left out because it's not complete. It's not finished, or you can wait until the meal is prepared and then eat the way you're supposed to. So, like I said, contention. That's what it is. It's about contending, right? Like you said it yourself, Tyler. Like if we were to make the playoffs right now, who are we going against? You know, and so it's like, you know, who we going against? It's like, are we just gonna have our happy to be there t-shirts and then go home? You know, it's like. But I mean, even then, that would still be a win because if nothing else, it shows that the franchise got turned around in such a short period of time. It would heighten, it would put on like a glow or an aura for free agency. Like, hey, they're really about turning this program around and trying to win. But even then, anybody that understands the business of basketball sees that's happening already because they've seen what the Bulls have done or not done historically, which turned people off. And not making this a free agency destination, but even in a short period of time, like even within a year's time, so many strides have been made. Players are paying attention to that. So like, and my only beef right now is Laurie. Like, come on, man, you know we trying to move you. Come on, man, you know. Look. You're messing this up for us, especially when we know you're supposed to win average 20 points. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look. You know, so my thing about that is like, but like the goal is to get Lonzo, or and if it's not Lonzo, we don't know. We don't like free agency is like we don't know. It may be, but that third piece is not. It didn't happen during the deadline, so it's like it came at the back end of a really awkward extended season. You know, like and so now it's like, all right, you know, there's all these things that play in. I'm down to like, all right, free agency happens. We do what we're supposed to do. We have real training camp, like, all right, you know, like I'm talking about like summer '95 training camp. You know, it's like, all right, the goal is this is the goal. This is the objective. Not, oh, we got him during the deadline, so we can try to make a run. Now the goal from out the gate is to make a run. And we're still a few pieces away from that. And so that's where my patience comes from, because it's like, all right, I'm not like, yeah, it's not, we can't have we aren't, to Jordan's point, we are not in a position to have a championship or bust mentality. That's Brooklyn's mentality right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn got to win a championship or their season's a bust because they bought them people. Everybody went there, and also like congratulations to LaMarcus Aldridge on an amazing career, a regular heartbeat, nothing to play with. Eddie Curry experienced that a while ago. It just it's big in basketball. He's actually from here. Out in Dallas. A lot of people. He's like a Dallas legend. Went to Texas and everything. So man, look, you're good. You had an amazing career. Go buy some land. Go chill with your kids, man. Look, but then now back to basketball. It's like we gotta we gotta just have some patience. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I'm more excited about the attempt. To everybody stop sitting on their hands in the front office, and we're trying to make some things happen.
Yeah.
And I'm also more excited about it for the fact whatever it's like, all right, they got to find their way now. It's time to get chemistry together. So when we add these final pieces, are contending is what we're talking about. I'm excited to see if we did that during the deadline, who's going to want to come here after the strides we made, or who can we acquire, and then what is our roster going to look like? That's what I'm excited about, seeing our new roster and our new schedule, and then whooping everybody's ass. That's what I'm because I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't know
It's okay. I don't know.
But that's why I'm like forest for the trees mindset. It's like, I'm not even concerned about a play-in, because us not making the playoffs is not a failure. It's just like these were simply the first steps. These were simply the first steps. That's it.
I'm with you. And I'm with you guys on both of those things. Starting tonight, we won against Charlotte. I think they've won. They one game. They've won one game out of the last 6-7 games. They're also like the 8th or 9th seed. They're also ahead of us in the standing.
Yeah. Oh, so it matters.
So a game like this matters. And so my question is, not my question. What I'm liking, what I'm seeing from these Bulls, when we're on, like what we did against the Celtics, we had over 20 plus assists. We had over 12, 15 second chance points. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, what are you guys seeing from the pick and the pop? What are you guys seeing from the? I'm seeing real quick. What I'm seeing us. We can attack the rim. We're finishing at the rim. I'm seeing the fight. It's just like when we have these droughts on defense, because the Bulls always do this, guys. You know, on the fourth quarter they're gonna try to make it look tough. Because even the Cleveland game, they made it look. They covered that up because it was uglier earlier. You see what I'm saying? Cleveland took it. I don't give credit for garbage stuff, but it counts. But like with these games coming up and with Charlotte tonight, I just want to see us. What are they being taught? At the end of the day, what are you being taught? And can we just execute? At the end of the day, it's the role of the coach to get the best out of his players. Every player shouldn't have to be a max contract player. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's not about losing, it's how you lose. Somebody has to win or lose, but at the end of the day, are you finished? Are you running your full play? Are you running that guy open? Are you spacing correctly? And so, like, I've seen good spacing. I've seen it. I've seen Vuce get open, but it's still something that I'm seeing on like a defense. When a guy sees to get the top of the key, are we not running up all the way consecutive enough, or we just letting guys get to the loose balls? And starting tonight, Jordan, I definitely want you to talk about the money line, but are we going to step up and actually just play ball? I've seen it. I saw it against the Celtics. But are we going to see it on a consistent basis? And that's what I'm worried about tonight against the Charlotte. Jordan, what you got against this matchup?
Man, I had to pull up this matchup right here because it's going to be a nail biter is what they're looking at. According to OddsShark, they got the Bulls potentially beating the Hornets actually 106-103. Chicago is a close favorite, like a 1-point spread, like 115 on the money line on certain platforms. But here's the thing, man. Even though they're 24-34, we actually show more grit than people may think because our record against the spread is 30-27-1. So that means we're actually in more games than we're not. So the fact that we're at home coming up a loss like that, which you consider embarrassing, I'm pretty sure Billy Donovan being our new coach, like he's not gonna let that sit well. And I'm pretty sure the Bulls are gonna come back with some type of fervor, and you just added that element of the Charlotte being ahead of us. It's just like we have all the reasons to win this game and enough, especially if LaMelo's not playing. Let me just preface my comments because I'm not sure because he's cleared to play. He's cleared to play, but I'm not sure if he's active tonight. I wasn't even looking into this game because it's just like there's no point looking into this game. But the Bulls can actually turn it around, man. Like I give you these stats real quick. I'm gonna pass it on to you, Jay, man. This is something you guys want to be mindful of. And the Bulls have still been 14-6 out of their last 20 games. Playing against Charlotte. So they won 70% of their last games at home against Charlotte. So that gives you some, reassurance. Like what have we done against this team at home? We fared pretty well. So all we gotta do is keep doing what we're doing, but also be mindful of the fact that we have not been strong in our last 2 games. 2 out of our last 8 games we've won. So today would be labeled a gamble. Today will be labeled a gamble, whether you're playing or if you're in on it. Well, no matter how you look at it, it's just like just patience. Let's look at player performance. Let's just see if we can just come back from last night's game and take it from game to game basis because Levine is coming back soon. If we can hold on the fort, these next few games split like Josh was saying against Miami, and Levine comes back, playing is good, man. Playing is very good. It's very possible, and it all starts with today's game. I do like the Bulls to win this game because we have enough.
I mean, you see everybody that's out. I mean, it would have been tough. I actually during this process, I'm actually enjoying the fact that the Bulls are going against other team starters. But like with Ball and Hayward out, that's like
that's a plus.
I actually do like it is a plus for us, and this looks like a game that we could possibly would have definitely win. But we should have won against Orlando. We that's the problem. I've seen these players play good. That's why people want them to do all this stuff, but I've seen them play good. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't know if I'm hurts a lot. He does.
Yeah, he does.
He attacks the rim. He's not scared to be down low and poking the ball out, and he'll take it back up if he has to. But at the same time, I saw some grit from Garrett Temple against I saw some grit from Temple. And so that's what I'm saying, guys. I'm patient, but I'm like, yo, why don't you just do the same? Sadaransky, you went off one night. Where'd you go? Buddy? Like, dog, yo, you was just balling. Why you trick us?
Where your points at?
I saw he shot a 3 and then the air ball, but then he caught it. And so, but I've seen, but I've seen him do 20 points against 10, have a career high this year, over 20 points. And so, I think it's fun. I think they're learning how to fly. I want them to see to put it together. Just go out balling. The Chicago Derrick Rose the rookie season, even though we lost, we went out balling. We gave it everything we had. You see what I'm saying? Like if you hard work, we don't have the talent, just hard work. Hustle. Like it's the game of angles at the end of the day. We're doubling high, and then as soon as we're not getting back. And then it's like it's always a flush every time. I'm like, damn, is every player alley-oop in the NBA now? Like, what happened to moving him out the way?
Oh, it's tough on them full courts, man. It's just like they're professionals, but it's just like, dog, not everybody is a star in the league, and the problem is we don't have a lot of stars. Not yet. We have 2 all-stars. That's a great start. We have 2 all-stars. And but we don't even have the next tier from that, So when we turn the ball 20 times, because it's like we got 2 all-stars, and then the rest of the team are not even stars. The rest of the team are basically role players, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but like they're like role players, like they not starters, not starters. We literally have 2 starters, and everyone else is just filling in positions right now based off their point production. Look at Lauri Markkanen, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Daniel Theis, we talked about him. He's nice, but he's still only averaging 10 points, 9.9. So it's just like he's not a starter. Lloyd Markin is not a starter. Garrett Temple's not a starter. Kobe White's not a starter. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Williams is not a starter. You know what I'm saying? It's like our starters are legit, like Nikola and Zach. Everyone else is like wouldn't start on any other team.
Daniel Thesis would start. I think Daniel Thesis.
No, I don't know about that.
No, what you got, Ace?
See, and I'm with y'all on this. The thing about it is like what's frustrating is the flashes, because it's like Kobe White has shown flashes of filling that void. Valentine has shown flashes of filling that void. You know, Marketing has shown flashes of filling that void. It's just the inconsistencies, whatever. I almost rather you be terrible all the time. At least I can't judge you for being like not being good. You know what I'm saying? It's like
hey,
but
what's the RDC world?
You have those moments where you're like, yo, did you see what he did? Or did you see the game or the games they've had? And then it's just like the only thing that's consistent are the slumps, are the scoring slumps from these guys. And it's just like, and that bothers me because when they're on, they're on. They're just not on enough to help. And it's like, you know, and that's the thing. I imagine if I like Washington. I mean, not Washington, Valentine. I like him, but it's like, imagine if he played when he's on. Imagine if he played like that all the time. Mm-hmm. Imagine if Kobe always had 7 assists, or when he got into like Ben Gordon sniper mode all the time. Imagine if there was no off switch and it was just go kill mode all the time. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We would be talking about are we worried about anybody from the play-in coming to match up with us, because we would be in the top half of the East. We were only we were only with 4 or 5 games behind like a month ago. I want to say. So we were there. The only thing, and so it's just like I said, it's this superstar ball. Meaning is like y'all, because Zach can do so much, you let him, and it's just like, all right, you know, we've seen how this works. Eventually, he's gonna get tired or hurt if you gotta do everything, whatever. So it's just like I would love to see more from everybody else. This is why I like them. This is why I like Zach right now. Vooch gotta get his foot in. So he's got to get in rhythm with a new system. But everybody else that's been here who didn't get the axe during the trade deadline, it's your time. Yeah. It's your time to build your consistency or your trade value. You're gonna do one or the other, either way.
Right.
Either way, whatever. It was like, so you can be here,
right, man.
you can be here, or you can not be here, or you can go to a really good place in the offseason, or you can go to a not so good place. But it's like your destiny's in your hands, whatever. And I just hope they would do something about that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But see, the thing about P. Will is like, he's young. I mean, I like him a lot, and I wouldn't put the burden of him of coming to be in a starter or a star. But those other guys I named, they've been here for a while. Like they've seen the river turn greener on St. Patrick's Day. They may have been to a Bud Billiken parade or two. They've been in Chicago for a minute, so there's no excuse for them. I'm not mad at anybody that just got here, because you have to learn our ways. But the folks that have been here, that have been part of our losing ways, it is time for you to change before we make one.
Santiago, you're making a great point, champ.
You make a great point, man.
For everything that my brothers are saying, this is why I want to take it back to turnover. Not that we're tanking on purpose, but like it's either tanking, or the coaching is questionable, because I'm curious of the stat of how many games do we have with 15 plus turnovers. When it comes to turnovers, just like fumbles in the NFL, that goes back to coaching. It goes back to coaching, because it's like that means you're not disciplined. It's like what that's what turnovers mean to me. So when you're questioning coach, because we can score. So wait a minute, guys. So we just talked about all these guys can score, but in some games they don't score. And then when we're winning, we decide to give the ball away. Interesting. Blue chips. I don't know. I'm just saying. I
wasn't shaving, coach. Yes, you were, Tony.
I'm just
we know what you did, Tony. Why'd you do it, son? So
Santiago, I know what you're saying, and so I'm like, come on, Billy Donovan, Thank you for giving us offense. At the same time, I'm proud that we finally have a team that can score 100 points. Sorry to say that was my threshold, but since Derrick Rose and the boys left, it wasn't to cheer for. And so the fact that we are consecutively scoring, we have highlights. Like we have good plays. Like the guys don't play good basketball. But like you said, when it's time to compete, when we talking about Joel Embiid and them, who's checking that guy? Like who's our guy? Like who's our tough? Vooch we're finessing. We can finesse all day. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Willis is like he's still growing. Maybe 10 more pounds of muscle, and like there's more veteran grit. Thaddeus Young is the toughest dude we got, and he's a good dude, but he's by himself. He don't have the bass brother. There's nobody in there to have his back. That's consecutively going to say no. You're not coming in this paint. Who on our team is saying no? You're not coming in this paint. You're like, oh, we scored. Let's go score again. And like nobody stopping it.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Because especially with Nikola, the potential was there, but I think the matchup is actually, we have the most favorable matchup towards Embiid, by the way, because the best way to kind of neutralize Embiid, which you can't, but you got to have another skilled big man that can move his feet. And truth be told, in the East, that is Nikola. It's like there's not another center in the East that's as skilled as Nikola and Embiid. And they can move their feet. So it's just like Nikola gives the best chance at the center, but is he going to show up is another question. But he's probably the best option to go against Embiid in the East. So that's why he's such a problem, because him and Giannis play different positions. They don't really guard each other like that. Nikola and Joel, they would guard each other. So like to have someone that can move with Joel, maybe not as good, definitely not as good, but like he's skilled enough and he's older too. So it's just like there's some we got something there to combat at a front court position, and we got something there to combat at a backcourt position. It's going to come down to like Santiago was saying, because truth be told, we do get a top pick. We got options in the offseason. Top pick, a veteran leadership at the point guard position. We talked about Chris Paul, D Rose, or a top pick. That one piece is going to be the difference. That one piece, because all we need is that one piece. And if that's Chris Paul, then that's 3 All-Stars on this team next year.
Yes, that missing piece, but overall team defense. Because just like Santiago said, and we're going back to it's going to be defense, because Nikola can give us exactly a great matchup against Embiid, but again, who's going to stop him from scoring? Because if he muscles past Vooch, are we physical enough to attack him on the point of the ball? Or are we going to say discipline on defense? Because that's what I've seen. Slow transition and transition defense. So we're giving up points even off assist, scoring. That's where I've seen us give the games away late. You see what I'm saying? Right. Because we're not switching on defense off the ball.
But bro, I get you on that. But let's take Philadelphia in Phoenix's game yesterday. Let's like Embiid balled out, and like the reason why I don't want to say why they lost, because they almost tied that game. But like the difference maker in that game was Chris Paul. In fact, and trust me, I'm not saying that the defense got to be there. What I'm saying about what we have Nikola, like we can do a better job at the center position against Joel Embiid better than any other center in the East, which is very true, because DeAndre Jordan can't hang with Joel Embiid. Sorry. Brook Lopez can't hang with Joel Embiid. Sorry. Clint Capella, kind of, but sorry. You know what I'm saying? Biyombo, he got banged on Westbrook the other week. That's not happening. So what I'm saying, from a center-to-center matchup, Nikola is the best option against Joel Embiid in the East, because he's the one that at the center position. He's the most skilled and the most experienced, but like again, defense got to be there. But my point is that Joel's a problem like that for every center in the East, not just Nikola. Look there for every center in the East. The reason why they lost yesterday is because of Chris Paul, which is the missing link that we're just talking about that could be added to our equation next season. What do you think about that?
Do the Bulls win tonight against Charlotte?
Wait a minute, hold on. Yes. 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 Why not, man?
Josh, you see that curve? You see that curve?
I think we win too, man. I just hope that Vooch don't get if Miles Bridges come down the lane, man, move, bro. Like move, bro. I don't want the dunk of the year with no red jersey. I don't want no Bulls jerseys in the footage for dunk of the year.
Yeah, not anymore. Star screen.
Like, move. You know, but I'm seeing it in the comments. I'm seeing a lot of. I'm seeing from Santiago and Larry saying this. I'm right there with you guys. It's AK's not done. That was my point for the whole beginning. Like we're seeing how it looks, and we're going to course correct and make adjustments. Now, at the beginning of next season, that's when I will have expectations because it's going to be like, all right, team is going to be complete. Like we're not done building our team. We're a piece or two away. We know who we're going after, but then we also don't know who we're going to acquire on top of that. So it's like once our team is complete, roster locked, schedule set, then I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I expect us to do X, Y, and Z. But as of right now, it's like these guys, the guys that are new here, that are going to be here, get a feel for what this is like. And again, my friend, for everybody else, whatever, it's like, look, you put your suits on. This is an interview for wherever you land. For wherever you land.
Yo, I love that, Jay. You get me pumped up on that.
Yo, we got to make some moves. We're not done.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not done. We're not done at all.
Fellas, so everybody in the chat, thank you for tuning in with us. We so much appreciate you guys. Not wrapping up just yet, but I'm saying it to say because right now, from what me and my brothers, what I just learned from my brothers, when we got together, we're gonna make sure that the proper narrative is out there. Twitter, Facebook, we can all panic fast. See You Red Radio, we're here to share perspective, and so we can truly just enjoy the season. We don't have to make everything a heart attack situation. So the fact that is, we should be excited about what we're seeing. We're excited about an organization willing to take the proper steps to give the team what they need. You can only do but so much. We saw a franchise do something at a deadline that we haven't seen from a Chicago organization since like Khalil Mack. And then before that, it was Julie Peppers. Before that, it was like they only so many times. So let's enjoy this ride. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Barroom Network, hit the bell up top so you know when we going live. It's tons of shows on the network. There's another one, Bulls 1-on-1. Catch them on Saturdays, I believe. And so, but just enjoy the ride with us because we're going to talk about the development of every position going forward. We won't be so much mad about the losses. Celebrate the wins because why not? But we want Larry to increase his value, and we're going to be looking, and we're going to each week. Let's talk about maybe a potential point guard that will come, or has Kobe White developed into. How is Kobe? Kobe has a chance to like really still. He could start if Kobe decides to ball out and say, you know what, I'm gonna do 20 points and 10 assists every night. If he could do that, but guess what?
He can though. That's why it's frustrating. He can do that.
He could. Like opportunity. You have a chance to like redo your contract. But guess what? We'll see. So before we move forward real quick, never forget.
Come out.
I know, right? Before we move on,
get him out of here.
Hey yo, we gonna talk about these games real quick. All right, B vitamins. The link is down below. It's all about prevention. It's way cheaper than repair. And when it comes to muscle recovery, check out your boy Freedom Gains. And we're gonna make sure that our soft tissue is all lubricated. We're gonna get all the proper amino acids in you. So when you're tackling those gains, you're gonna rehab much faster. Break it into Never Forget, my man. Break it into Never Forget. Me and Jordan, we're gonna actually, Josh, we got some surprise for you. Josh, you might be the tiebreaker. And our guys in the chat.
Yes.
Chicago Bulls moment. You guys play a role in this. All right. We're gonna break down some footage real quick, and we're gonna talk about which one is our moment to never forget. So the Eastern semifinals, the Bulls versus the Cavs. Derrick Rose with 3 seconds left hits a clutch game-winning shot. Okay, so we're gonna break this down for you, everybody listening in, because everybody in the chat saw this. Look at the face; it's so priceless. Jordan,
or we're talking game 1 of the conference finals, and boom! I want to go higher. You know what I'm saying? Like, this speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. Derrick Rose, 6'2" point guard, banging on Joel Anthony center. First game of the conference finals. Man, what we're talking about right here is like Derrick Rose killing in the playoffs, but which moment?
In the chat,
which moment, y'all?
In the chat, 1 or 2, and let's run that back one more time because it's about the moment. It's about the moment. 3 seconds left. 96. Rose gets the ball, inbounds, over 2 people.
Redemption Rose, man.
The walk off with the stone face. Derrick Rose over the Cavs.
I love it.
Chicago believe won.
But this right here, like, you know, I think like this, the Bulls were inspired by the fight song, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like D Rose and the boys, everybody make noise, man. Like, how many times did he do it that season? He was the MVP this year. This was the best year of his season.
I like the dunk, Jordan, because Josh, I want your opinion too. LeBron James was on that floor. LeBron James is also close by on that dunk. And so you guys can definitely check the chat. Jay, give your opinions, first of all, on each one real quick as we're getting ready to wrap up.
All right.
Give me your 30-second opinion.
Right?
Damn LeBron James, man.
On both of them. Both
of them. Yo, that for game 1 of the of the conference finals, you could not tell me we weren't going. I was like, this is it. Dallas can't mess with us. If we get past them, championship. We had swept Dallas the entire year, and Jason Kidd couldn't run with Derrick Rose in his prime. So it was like, oh my God, we were going to destroy Dirk and them. I'm still so mad. I fight with people from Dallas all the time about this. I'm like, we would have killed you guys if we would have made it to the finals. And because it didn't Taj have the dunk on D Wade, and then he had, and then like 2 plays later, he had to cut back off. We were supposed to win.
We were supposed to win.
And that's when they were like, you know what? But I also love it because that's when the respect came for Derrick Rose, because it took Wade and LeBron to double him, to do it, and then everybody else froze up. That's that superstar ball we're talking about. When 2 Hall of Famers have to lock up a point guard, and everybody else couldn't hit a shot. You know,
youngest MVP in NBA history.
You know, and so Larry, I'm right there with you. I thought we was gonna beat LeBron, and then was it 2014, 2015? When was that? When Derrick Rose hit that shot, I went horse that night. People was calling me like I don't know, like I won the lottery. They like, but did you see that? Like, I saw that. I saw that. And he hit it and he walked off. And we were supposed to win that series too.
It's funny.
LeBron hit that 3 in the corner, and oh my God.
The next game, actually, right?
Next game, man. Look. So if we're talking about most memorable moments, it's like they both hurt. They both hurt, and because they're both equally painful. Because one was I would say the moment though is that I would pick would probably be the shot, and the reason why. And then, you know what? I'm gonna ruin this for you guys. I'm neutral. Here's why I feel so strongly about both. The reason why is because Derrick Rose got a chance to show everybody, especially everybody in Miami, that LeBron wasn't robbed of that MVP, because they swore up and down LeBron should win MVP that year. And what he did in that game, in that series, and what it took for them to attempt to neutralize him proved why he was MVP. It proved why we were 62-20, and it proved that if he had never gotten hurt, he was going to be the greatest. He would have, in my mind, he would have been top 5 point guards of all time. He's easily the most athletic. Easily the most athletic. He's more athletic than Westbrook. Don't debate me on that. He's and if he got this 38-40% 3-point shot that he developed in Minnesota, if he'd have got that 2 or 3 years later, because Kobe even said it in an interview, Derrick Rose physically got better every year. If he would have started shooting threes on top of this athleticism. See, Westbrook is trying to do it now, but Westbrook don't shoot consistent as Rose, and Rose is not as trigger happy. He's more selective with his shots, and he shoots. His efficiency level is higher. So that's why they don't compare. That's why they don't compare. Russell Westbrook just jumps higher, and he just jumps more than Derrick Rose now, whatever. But from the shot efficiency, Derrick Rose is still here. Westbrook is down here. The only difference is Westbrook is an option, so he takes more shots. He doesn't score more; he shoots more. There's a difference.
Exactly.
You don't score more. Somebody, if you're taking 30 shots and somebody's getting 18 or 20 shots off of 13 or 14 shots a game, compared to somebody who's shooting 30 times a game, and most of them are a low percentage three. So he was gonna be that guy, but there was just when he hit that shot, he said it without saying it in his face. He was like, "Y'all thought I was done. Y'all thought I was done. Y'all said I couldn't shoot." And I got this man who's LeBron James, King James, one of the greatest players of all time. I really like LeBron. I just couldn't root for him until he went to LA because I don't touch Cleveland. But it was like again, I got this man on his heels. Y'all can say what y'all want about. Y'all can say what y'all want about me. You can say what you want about my team. But the one thing you know, that man King James know who I am. He's the reason why I was in Cleveland. He was the reason why I was in Cleveland. He made that shot. You know what he did when he found out? He was like, "Let's get it, my G." Dropped all them rose emojis on Twitter because he knew what time it was. Finally, I don't have to guard this guy. That's what it was. So that's why I'm neutral between this. I wish y'all had told me before y'all did this. I wish y'all had told me before y'all did this. So I don't have a dog in this fight. Because I love them both equally for reasons, whatever. And it's like, you know, it proved whatever. He was not afraid of the moment. How many rookies? Not he wasn't a rookie then, but how many like just even coming in? How many young guys coming in and just wasn't afraid of the top dog, but the top dog had to worry about him? How many young guys did LeBron have to worry about?
That's true. Good point.
You know, so yeah, Larry, that was my mentality because everybody was like, "Yo, you see Derrick Rose hit that shot?" I'm like, "Don't do that." You mean my brothers? We never was on that talking bad about Derrick Rose, whatever. Like even when he was hurt, ain't no Derrick Rose. I still don't tolerate Derrick Rose slander. If you catch me on the right energy level and say something wrong about Derrick Rose, you like, look, be prepared for it. Look, you gonna if you're lucky, you'll have a debate. If you're lucky, you'll have a debate.
Yeah.
Who's the better baller? Santiago, I'm gonna let you guess. You take a wild
Hey, Santiago, who you think, man?
You think Santiago?
Santiago is cool, dog. Hey, Santiago.
Santiago, quick guess.
Santiago over there throwing gasoline on the fire right now.
Take a quick guess, Santiago. Take a quick guess.
Santiago, take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess, Santiago. Who you think?
And look, you can't even tell. You can't even tell by looking at it.
Who you think?
Who is the best? Who is the best Ellis Brothers in basketball?
Listen, man. Hey, Santiago, listen.
Who is he? Who is he?
Hey,
I know I like you, man.
Hey, come on, man. That's hilarious.
All jokes aside, we all can really, really hoop, though. We all can really hoop, whatever. It's very rare that we have the time to all be on the court at the same time. But at the same time, we do different things. We do different things. Tyler is or Gaines. He's definitely more of a defensive specialist than anything else. I wish he would do it when he's on my team. But if he played the defense, if Tyler played the defense on me, if he played defense against everybody else the way he tried to guard me, wouldn't nobody score. For some reason, he let up and he be laughing when he's guarding somebody else. But if it's me, he's determined not to let me get. Jordan is like probably my perfect complement on a fast break because he does all the things I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to run. I don't want to penetrate. I don't want to do any of those things anymore.
Santiago, do you hear all this? Do you hear all this, Santiago?
So if you wanna come to Jordan's game is more so like he splits defenders and like picks and all that stuff, very similar to what Allen Iverson does. And then he has a very, very high release off the glass. So it's not like, oh, you're gonna block his shot because he's short, because he can jump. So it's like it's hard. You can't time that shot. Like I consider myself a master shot blocker and I have a very hard time blocking his shot because it's like you got to time. If you jump wrong, you're gonna throw your back out swinging that air. And then on top of that too is because he can still handle the ball if he gives you a little pump fake, which is what I tell him to do all the time, is like look, like they playing you for their athleticism, a quick head fake, they going off the thing. But you know, me, I don't know. I can't describe my game. I can't describe my game. I'm gonna have to let one of my brothers. I'm gonna have to let one of my brothers describe how I play because I don't.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I mean, flat out is like Josh is definitely like just automatic on. Like you could just turn on like real quick, and you can pull. You literally can pull up from 30. You can pull from half court, like backwards and drop a splash. So you definitely can score. Definitely can score. I like Santiago is like. I didn't know you was J.E. special guest for today's show. I ain't know that. Santiago, who you talk? I ain't know that. Seeing is believing. I ain't know you was J.E. special guest. Well, yeah, this is the guest for the show. This is a guest for the show. But I'm a shot blocker.
He's not a ringer. He's just real.
Yeah, I'm a shot blocker over everything else. But I love shooting the 3-2, man. But I'm a shot blocker. That is a fact.
Yeah, Jordan is probably the better 3-point shooter. I developed a jump shot after I blew my knee out. And Jordan's but my thing about it is that I get hot. I don't even like to score, but I can because I don't like losing. So if it means me having to score all the points to keep me from losing, I'd rather do all that. And in my heyday though, not to toot my own horn, like I'm not the guy anymore.
Best hand, you got crazy handles. I mean, you still got the best hand.
I could handle the ball and I played above the rim. I did a lot of. I spent a lot of time in the air. Not so much anymore.
Handles and dunking.
Yeah, I could do it all but shoot. But now I do more shooting than anything else. My game is more Chris Paul and James Harden now than it was Derrick. Or my game is actually more Derrick Rose now. Me and Derrick Rose's games have aged together. He jumped higher in his heyday. He jumped higher in his heyday, and I think I shoot better now than he does. But yeah. My style of play is very similar to Rose because I studied his efficiency, like him and Kobe and guys like after you have like knee or ACL or ankle injuries or whatever, how can you still be productive on the floor? So it's like my game is about like being smart, my usage rate, whatever. I don't do all the running. That's why I love playing with Jordan because I don't like doing all the running no more, whatever. But I'm gonna come out and kill you without burning no energy.
I love it. Hey, what's up, Games? You been rather quiet.
Hey, Santiago's cool, man. You see, he started like this is all. This is not. We're not even on the court. We're not even on the court. He got fired up. But I'll tell you something. I was with Game 6 the other day, and he's getting better. And J.E. is. I'm always glad when they're on my team. And so,
man, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing though. Like I played basketball today for the first time since like I was at that Old Orchard Lifetime in Skokie. Man, the rust is real. I got so much work to do. Like we won, but I'm so tired and my knees and everything hurt. I gotta like it's one thing to like shoot around by yourself, but it's another thing to actually get back up and down and run down the court and have to physically play defense. It's crazy part. I killed, but it was just like. They were like, "Oh man, you're great." In my mind, I'm like, "This is terrible." Like, I wouldn't tell nobody about this game. But it's like, but I'm getting it back though. By summertime, I'm gonna be back in shape. I'm gonna be down by 15, 20, and then I'm almost dunking again now at 215. So if I get back down to the 190, this is a wrap.
I love that.
You bring up a good point when you're running and you got that joint pain in your knees. Everybody in the chat, if you check out the site Freedom Games. You can get some CBD for right here, but I want to show clip. I want to show Game 6 right here. I want to show Game. I want to show y'all Game 6 right here. That's when my brother has credibility.
Hey, run that back. When did this happen?
When you have CBD on your knees, credibility. I'm just watching.
Damn, you killed him.
I love that.
Who was that guy? Is he okay?
That's him.
Hey, did somebody check on that guy? Is he all right?
All I can say to that is thank you. This is hilarious.
Josh, look at my face. Look at my face, Josh.
That's actually beautiful, Jordan. That was a beautiful floater. And the thing about it, it was to the offside though, man. That's why it's weird or whatever. It's like you need a right hand on the left hand side. Like your depth perception got to be crazy to make a floater on that. That's what's up.
I appreciate you, man. It's actually easier playing with people than practicing by myself. I'm actually harder on myself.
I'm not a practice player. That's why I'm gonna get back to shape now that I'm
harder on myself when it comes to shooting by myself. It's actually easier playing with people, so it's more fun. But my bad games, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Jordan, you have a balanced game. You're inside and you're outside. Like Josh was saying, your 3-point shot is vicious. And so, like,
I've been working on my fadeaway too.
You're working your fadeaway too?
That's the most lethal shot I got. Like I stole that from Mike and Kobe. My fadeaway is lethal. Like because I might hit you with a step back, but I put my back to the basket, feel beside you on, give you a bump, and then we out of there. And that's automatic.
Santiago, this is all your fault.
Santiago, yeah. He's laughing right now. He's somewhere laughing right now, like I got that.
Santiago. Man.
Are you happy? Are you happy, Santiago?
Are you happy, Santiago?
Are you happy,
Santiago? Are you happy?
So, we want to get you guys out of here. The Bulls game, it should be tipping off. If they didn't tip off already. Santiago, where you at, bro? If you in Chicago, we all gonna link up, and we will be doing a live show, playing a game of 21 or something, wherever that's gonna go down. And so, but from C-Red Radio, then we coming.
All right, next time we come home, we are looking for you.
Yes.
Pull up on us. Hold on.
We'll be up there.
Did they take the little boards off the courts back in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet God. Let's
go. It's snowing. But I took the Rob yesterday. It was snowing. It's still snowing.
Hey, man, look. C-Red Radio gonna have to make a guest appearance in Chicago this summer anyway, whatever. So we're gonna drop the link and go pull up on us at the court. Everybody get these buckets. Look, I'm not even signing autographs, dog. I'm signing sneakers after I drop everybody, dog. It's going down.
Hey, real quick, Jay Eden Game 6. Last minute shout outs. Any last thoughts? Let's get these people out of here.
I mean, thank you guys for this doesn't happen without you. These emotions in organic settings are very much predicated on conversation, not just between us, but with the fans, whatever. We are here. We're all fans. We are all part of the Bulls Nation. You know, we all see red. That's why we're here on C-Red Radio, because this is where bros talk Bulls. I'm trying to tell y'all, this marketing thing about to be so nasty. Wait till the merchandise. Look, the merchandise is coming soon. Wait till the shirts are coming soon, and it's like. We are looking. This is so exciting for us. We are looking forward to interacting with you guys. Like you make the show. Women, we're here, but you make the show. Your opinions is what we feed off of, and your suggestions and all that type of stuff. So we're excited about where this is going, and just like connecting with you guys more in the future. So like in ways outside of just you tuning into a podcast and typing in the chat while we talk or facilitate a conversation. Like I said, don't be surprised if C-Red Radio, if we drop a link of a location in Chicago and we about to be here from whenever. Everybody grown though, so it might be on like a weekend, so anybody have to work. And so, and then I'm gonna pull up on us, whatever, and it's like quick fellowship, whatever, just meet and greet, or like, look, I'm down to play. And so, like, again, like I might not shake your hand unless until you come on the court, because I'm not getting off the court. You see what you started, Santiago? But that's how I feel. And so, that's all I got. You know, we love you guys because we all love the Bulls, and for the fact that you share that same love and endearment that we have for the city of Chicago and all the sports that it embodies. You know, we're going to keep this thing rocking for y'all. That's all I got. See y'all next week.
Man, fire right there. And you all, man, thank you all for just plugging into the network. You know, we just want to just pay our respects and condolences to Scottie Pippen and his family to the recent loss of their oldest son, Antron. He's 33 years old. He had, chronic asthma. And we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts from the network, our prayers and condolences and love, go out to the entire Pippen family and everyone who's been affected by this unfortunate, incident. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. So with that, we're wrapped up. Thank you, guys.
Bulls Nation, thanks for giving us your time today. Let's tune in and check out our Bulls. Let's see the development, who's going to show up tonight. We'll be taking a week off next week. Join us the following week. Let your friends know. C-Red Radio, the Stampede is coming, and we're gonna have fun watching our Bulls learn how to fly. Appreciate you all in the chat. Peace, love, and gains, and we'll see you on the other side. Take care.